Hey everyone, this is Scrap Computer here. This video is going to cover a very common mistake I've seen a lot in bronze and even in platinum, surprisingly. People rushing Infinity Edge, or as it's more commonly known, IE. This is a massive mistake AD carries make. I'm going to explain why, the comparables, then what you should build. Now before we get into this, Runan builds and Caster AD carry builds, like Korean Yomu's build and Essence Reaver builds and Caster AD carries, they're an entirely different subject. This is just for Infinity Edge rush builds and auto attack based builds with Rapid Fire Cannon and Infinity Edge, which is a pretty common build, but all the same is completely different from all of the other builds I'm mentioning. This is only itemization and optimization towards this one individual build. Infinity Edge Rush. Now a lot of you people rush IE. This provides, as seen below, 70 AD, 20% critical strike chance, and this costs us a total of 3,600 gold. Now a couple of important notes for this. Cloak of Agility and of course finishing IE gives you no additional AD at all, and once complete only gives you a 1 in 5 chance of actually critting a 250% critical strike chance hit. Remember, a normal critical strike is 200% chance, so it's only a 50% extra chance and a drop of extra critical strike. For the most part, the additional 800 gold for the cloak and 625 for actually finishing IE, a total of 1,425 gold, is for 20% crit and a 50% increase from 200% crits for every 5th attack. For this much gold, that's kinda garbage. Now there are a few points to this and why it's not gold effective. Number 1, throughout a big fight you may only crit twice, so that's 1,425 gold for 2 auto attacks that are empowered for only an extra 50% crit. That's not much of a gold reward. Number 2, you don't have enough crit to actually make use of the extra crit from IE. You don't crit enough to make use of the extra 50%, which is for the previous point. I'm just saying you don't actually auto attack enough either as well, because your auto attacks are pretty slow. Number 3, I mentioned before, all these points kind of come together. You won't have much attack speed, which means any AD carry getting IE for the most part is an auto attack based AD carry. So no attack speed on an auto attack carry is not that smart. Overall, this is just a small point, but it's going to lead on to the next and most important point. Number 4, lastly and the most important point out of all of them, which no one mentioned ever. Auto attack AD carries are 90% of the time have some sort of function in their kit that means they have to hit on hit effects of some augment with their auto attacks. So basically speaking, Tristana's E, she needs to auto attack to stack the E. Basically without the stack, it's not that much. So getting Master AD for the E on Tristana isn't that great because she's not going to get the full stack if they're running away. Ashe, she needs to auto attack 4 times for Ranger's Focus. That can be hard to get without attack speed. Vayne, even Infinity Edge Vayne, needs to attack to proc her W. Twitch, auto attacks to proc his passive for his E. Jinx, auto attack to get Q stacks. Caitlyn, auto attacks for her passive. The list goes on. You see where I'm going with this. Any auto attack based AD carry who can run IE, always, as a part of the kit, needs to auto attack for some sort of auto attack function or augment. Rushing IE and massive AD, simply put, does not help them and it doesn't synergize with their kit, making this lack of efficiency in this itemization doubly, well, less effective, I suppose. Rushing IE can make these abilities less effective. This is not needed. BF and attack speed build. Now here's the other build, as seen below. It works in this purchase order: BF sword, Zeal, boots, rapid fire cannon, or static shiv into IE. Now this isn't a fair comparison, so I'm going to compare the 1,425 gold that would have finished IE with the cloak and completed IE into monetary terms for the other build, to see what we can compare with for equalish amounts of gold. So instead of these items we can get a Zeal and most of a dagger about that. This would grant us with the other gold as well 40 AD, 27% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, and 5% movement speed. So off the bat, immediately we can see, if you just compare it even quickly with a glance of an eye, we see an issue here. The IE rush just doesn't have as many stats. Now, honestly, the second build is a touch more expensive here and there, but it is for the most part almost equal, which means that essentially we're getting so much less stats for just rushing IE. The second build, the main build I'm showing right now, is the more effective one just in terms of just stats. And with only 1,000 more gold, you can upgrade it to a static shiv, which now gives 30% critical strike, 35% attack speed, and 5% movement speed, and the passive for extra burst. Well, 1,000 gold after IE will not even give you a Zeal. And you can go another route and get the shard instead, but it only gets 15% attack speed and a passive at 30 damage. Even the upgrades from getting IE and rushing it onwards is worse. Even these upgrades are worse. As you can see, this build gives us a crap ton more consistent stats, and remember, auto attack based AD carries have 25% attack speed, which for Trist, Twitch, Ashe, Caitlyn, and any other augment AD carry in the game, this is a massive boost to their power. So basically, comparing around 4,750 gold mid-game for both builds, either get IE and Shard for a combination of 70 AD, 20% critical strike chance with 250% crit damage modifier and 15% attack speed, or Static Shiv, BF Sword and a Pickaxe, which will accumulate to 65 AD, 30% critical strike chance, and 27% attack speed with a better passive. After you're finished with both items, the build paths are basically the same in terms of gold, obviously, but it's just about optimizing the stats before you finish both items. So finally, overall this means you should build in this order. Number 1, BF Sword into tier 1 boots, into Zeal, into Rapid Fire Cannon or Static Shiv depending upon what you want, tier 2 boots, Pickaxe, and finally finish that Infinity Edge. This build optimizes far better early game, mid game, and then just in general is just far more effective, especially for auto attack AD carries who basically help their auto attack based kits. And that's it for the video, guys. If you like it, dislike it. If you like the content, you can subscribe. If you think it's horrible, total trash, you can not sub. I am totally fair. If you know any friends that could basically maybe benefit off this and you see them rushing IE, maybe send this their way. Beyond that, guys, have a great day, best of luck on the Rift, and I'll see you guys next time.